Good morning. Greetings and salutations. Hey Carm, hi Sharon, hi Sarah. How is everyone this morning? So good, I hope. So I know I'm a little bit early today, but that gives me a little minute to try and ooh, Tucson. Nice, Carm. To try and like stave off any kind of technical issues, you know? If I get in here a little early, then maybe, just maybe, if there's an issue, I can try to avoid it. You know what I mean? So, I hope everyone is having a great week. I hope. So many fun things to talk about today. So, remember that this Friday is Ornamentally Yours, and remember that my class is, where's the little piece of paper with all the information? There we go. Is Friday morning at 10 a.m. Arizona time. Hey, Melissa. And we will be making a spring banner. And so we will be creating with this art printable that is a banner builder. So that's what we'll be doing in my class. Tomorrow is the drawing for my first giveaway on Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, all you need to do is follow me and then like and save my post about the giveaway. And that is the little banner icon, remember, in the lower right corner. You're just going to make sure you click that. And then tag some friends in comments who you think might want to win a beautiful little Aunt Judy pin. I have a few of them to give away, so it's not like just one person is winning. I will be sending out a bunch of them. Thanks, Jan. Be sure to join. Jan, do you already belong to Ornamentally Yours? I hope. Everybody make sure you have your drink this morning. I'm drinking my big smart water to start my day. Let's stay hydrated. What else? Oh, so that's Friday. Saturday is whimsical lettering, and I have a brand new fun font to share with everybody. So be sure to sign up for that. Registration is open on the website. We're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff. And we will also, the prompts will be in the, oh, yay, Jan, I'm so glad. Carmen is working on some of the coolest examples for you guys. So I'm working on some and Carmen's working on some. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a blast. Whimsical lettering, like I said, the new font is on the private Facebook group, and you get that when you register for the class. And then I think today I'm going to be putting up our April prompts, and those are always super fun to take letter in a way that makes you really think about your letters, like a little piece of art. Good morning, Laura. How are you? So whimsical lettering, like I said, is this Saturday at 9 o'clock. If you have a chance, if you can vote for Charmaine's Creative Scrapbooker Magazine Card of the Year, I would greatly appreciate it because she used some of my artwork and she is on my team and I adore her and she does beautiful cards. So if you could be sure to do that. There's a post, a couple posts down from this. May Day celebration. Don't forget that May Day is the Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs first birthday. So we're going to be having some giveaways. We're going to have a new art printable. We're going to have a extra pop-in paint party on May Day. And you know it's going to be all about flowers because it's May Day, for crying out loud. Anyway, I think that's all of the... Bible journaling. Let's get artsy with our Bibles. That is April 24th, and we're going to be doing a globe, and this will be so fun and cool. And then the following day, that's our big artsy weekend of the month, is our kickoff for our brand new Inspire Your Heart with Art 2 3-month series, art journaling series, and this is the artwork that this is the printable that you get. This is the artwork that the printable that you get with that 3-month class, and that is only $15 for 3 months of art journaling. Hey Nancy, how are you? So without further ado, let's get started. So I am playing with my Aunt Florence art printable again today. And this time, I'm trying to make room for everything. This time, I'm going to be coloring it with, I'm going to be using my Inktense watercolor pencils, the ink pencils from Derwent. So if you have watercolor, I put it in the, when I posted it this morning. So whatever watercolor mediums you have, if you have watercolor pencils, pull those out. And then we will start painting. I wanted to just do it in a different way this morning, you know? I was just feeling like I was ready to play with a new medium and a new technique. So how I like to paint with my watercolor pencils is I start with a wet brush. Okay, and then I like to do wet on wet, right? So I'm gonna do 2 petals right here. And then I'm gonna choose that pencil and this pencil maybe. And then I like to, pull color off the end of the pencil. Hi, Sharon. And then I just start to apply color. Right? And I'm doing it just like I do with watercolor. I just start with a washy first layer. Sorry, my music's a little loud. So I just start with a watery wash first time around, and then I just flick some color off the end of the pencil. Right? Wet another petal or 2. Then I'm going to do the same thing. The Inktense are very intense. The color is really, really intense and super saturated, and I love that. But that's why I like to start out with a watery wash of color first. I mean, if this is how it comes off the pencil with a paintbrush, and it's this intense, imagine how intense it is if you just color with it. And we will do some of that where we do pencil to paper as one of the final steps. So let's see, let's go over here. Wet brush. Pull some paint off the end. I still have so much paint on this. On the end of my brush, I could probably do the last two petals, but let's wet them and then pull some more color off. There we go. And we'll move back over here. Wet these petals. They're so vibrant. I'm telling you, they're so vibrant. And just, you know, isn't it interesting how we kind of get in a rut of using the same things over and over? And then somebody plants a seed, or you see something, and or somebody mentions something, and you're like, ooh, I have something like that. And then you pull them out and you kind of discover your love affair with them again. So I just, like I said, I just start off with a watery wash of color. Okay, let's see. I'm feeling like I want to make this one blue today, so I'm going to pull some blues. Some greens and some purples. So remember, we can do lots of color mixing. I think that's super fun with a product like this. So I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna wet my whole clover, and then I'm gonna use this fuchsia as my first color, which is a little bit different. And it's what I did this flower over here with. And it's okay if you kind of overshoot it a little bit. Remember, this is watercolor, and it's supposed to be washy, right? It's not perfection. We want it to look kind of dreamy and ephemeral. What's my word? We just want it to look dreamy and really watercolory, you know? Ethereal, that's the word I was looking for. There we go. All right. So while it's still a little bit wet, I want to come in with this violet. I'm going to pull some of that. And I'm going to, that's too much, I feel like, but remember, we can always, this is more like kind of how I wanted to start, but you know, whatevs. So this, let's try tapping some of this off Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to look kind of blues and pinks and purples. You know what I mean? And this combination of these two colors, that's exactly what I get. So, and the way you find that out is practice. By painting and painting and painting and painting. Do you know what I mean? That's how you find out what the capabilities of all of your colors are. What ones work well together. All right. Let's see. So now I'm going to tackle my lilacs. So I'm just kind of doing a big watery wash, and this one I'm going to use just the violet. And just start out with a really watery wash. So pretty. I'm really liking it. So is anybody else giving this technique a try? Wet on wet with watercolor pencils. I'm using my Derwent Inktense, but you can use whatever you have. So remember, if it gets a little dark, just tap it off with your paper towel or your paint cloth, whatever you have. There we go. I just like that slow build. I just like that remember, it's so much easier to add color than to try and get rid of color, especially once it's dried. So I'm gonna take some of that color and move it up here. I'm loving that. And I love how I have some nice highs and lows of color. So let's wet this one little blossom right in here. Perfect. And then we can take that, a little bit of extra paint that's still on my brush, and do these little couple so let's see what's new. Not much. I went to Walmart yesterday and I got some new pots to plant some flowers in that I've been meaning to do. And I got some little seed starter things. Has anybody used those? They're like little, like a little peat pod, which I thought would be a great way to start some seeds. There's a girl that I've been following on Instagram forever and a day, and every spring and summer I wish I lived in Indiana, because I would be at her house every week. She sells little bouquets in mason jars of all zinnias. They're so beautiful. I cannot tell you how beautiful they are. And that kind of inspired me to get some zinnia seeds, and so that's what I think I'm going to put in those little pods, and then I can transfer those little peat pods. I don't know what else to, they're like a little disc. Anyway, they're super fun. What else did I get? I got some kind of flavored water that was so terrible. I'm just going to tell you, it tasted like carbonated cough syrup. I was so excited. I was so excited to try something new, and it was horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. All right, so we have the main parts of our flowers. Oh, we need to do the cones of our black-eyed Susans. So let's see. What nice brown. Let's start with the lighter one. What is that? Baked Earth. That's kind of a nice. Did you? Keels. Oh, I'm anxious. Well, then that's a good encouragement for me to plant my seeds today. So Baked Earth is pretty kind of almost terracotta-y. I'm telling you, I think the whole wide world is planting seeds right now because there was barely anything to choose from at Walmart yesterday in the world of even just terracotta pots. There was hardly anything. Just had a hard time finding something that I really liked, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'll go to the nursery. See what they have. You have not. So I think I told you guys that Jeff has this little like a little hothouse, little greenhouse on our patio, and I'm wondering if I start them in there. Okay, so that's that first brown, and now I want to come in with this willow. Let's see. And you know, I am not a gardener at all. I just like flowers. My sister is an amazing gardener. She has a very green thumb. So does my brother-in-law. They both, look, seriously, they do have amazing gardens. Me, not so much. All right, I'm kind of digging that. Build that a little bit more. I think I made it too watery, but anyway. Hey, Sue. How are you this morning? Keels, have you ever used those peat pod things? I don't know what they're called. Disc, whatever. Let's see. So I think I'm going to do this big flower blue, like I said, and then I can kind of, in the green for the leaves, and then I can kind of go back and start to build my colors. So I think I'm going to start with this, what is that? Iris blue for this flower. Start with a clean brush. And then let's just get some water. And then pull off some of this blue. Look how pretty that is. I just felt like a little pop of blue would. Oh my gosh, Sue! Give everyone my love. For sure. I miss you all like mad. I am great. I am great. So so you're leaving today? How fun. A whole week. You didn't find, wait a second. You didn't find any terracotta pots either. I know, and they're usually everywhere. And we had a bunch of them. And one day we had a big windstorm and Jeff's little hothouse just blew over and all of those terracotta pots broke. I'm telling you right this minute, they were everywhere. They were everywhere. It was crazy. So, I'm gonna have to figure out well, maybe I'll just go back to like Home Depot or something. See if I can find any there. All right. So I'm gonna start. Oh, Sue, I wish I was with you too. Dollar store, that's a good idea. Everybody take a drink. Alrighty, let's see. Let's do some green. Let's start out with the lightest. What do I have? Apple green. Let's start out with that. These Lily of the Valley. I just think zinnias are such a pretty flower. They just look like fireworks. All right, let's do this big Lily of the Valley. But like I said, remember Lily of the Valley, the leaves are, they're kind of a deeper green, but I wanted to start out with this so we have a little bit of that light green peeking through, because they're so I just love them because they're so, the leaves are really super shiny and they're such a cool shape. And they have those really distinct veins that run through them. I love that. So pretty. All right, so now I have this leaf and this leaf to, let's see, let's start out with field green for that one. So we're gonna do this leaf right here. Just getting a little bit of a different tone. There we go. All right, but now this is the dilemma I had the last time. Hey, Sue. Behind the Lily of the Valley, I need to do something behind the Lily of the Valley so that they pop because they're so white. I love my Inktense pencils too. I just hadn't used them in a long time, and so something made me think about it, and now I'm, come on, they're so fun. It's just fun to like just get reacquainted with one of your old artsy friends, isn't it? So I'm gonna start again on this pink flower. This was the first thing I painted this morning, and I'm gonna come back with that fuchsia, and I'm just going to remember the places where we want the most intense color is the very center, right? So let's start to build that. And then let's play with the veins that go down this flower by building that. That is going to already start to give us some nice dimension and definition. So pretty. That little tiny piece down there, and then this little bit of, I have this little bit of stippling down here, so I want to intensify that. And the more you just start to do this slow build, the more you're just going to see your flowers just kind of explode off the page, I think. There we go. Can you hear the whole gang coming again? Whatever. Okay, so I have 2 more petals. There we go. Oh, that's one's. These are super dark, but that might be kind of cool because it'll be fun to kind of blend it out, you know? And I kind of want to do that. Remember, follow the curve. I feel like that just always adds some nice definition to the edge of the petals. There we go. One last petal. Oh, good idea, Keels. Good idea. Just swatch your colored pencils. You know what? I have that one little watercolor journal that I should do that in, because that's where I have like some other, like I have my Karen markers swatched in there. I have my watercolors. I should do the same thing in there with all of my colored pencils. That's a great idea. It does help, doesn't it? Because oh, there we go, right there, right there. This one. Tap, tap, tap. So we just have a little bit of a damp brush when we're coming in for details. There we go. Nice. Perfect. Oh, absolutely, Keels. Absolutely. Well, and sometimes at the end of your pencil, if you're just looking at the end of your pencil, I find that greens and browns and even blues sometimes and purples, they all kind of look the same on the tip of the pencil, you know? But I also, like, there's lots of space here that I can test out colors right here on this watercolor paper that I find that super helpful to, and I like to see like what kind of goes with each other, you know? Especially if it's something that you don't use all the time, or if it's something that you just got, like you haven't gotten to know it super well, that's a huge help. Take a drink, everybody. All right. I want this really intense in the center, and then to just kind of like really fade out to like the palest pink. I think that would be so cool. But I want to start really working up these layers on the veins. I should have maybe changed to a smaller brush, but I've kind of got started. I don't want to take the time to stop. Do you ever do that? Like you just like, I'll just make it work with what I have. It's not like I don't have 7,000 more brushes in my little cup right here. But, you know. So is anyone watching Atlantic Crossing on PBS on Sunday nights? That show is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm telling you, I am always reminded of how little I know about, like I think I know like the basic premise of World War II, but oh my gosh, it's so intense. So much more happened that maybe we just didn't know, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. All right, let's see. So with these Black-Eyed Susan, I feel like I want to add, so I have tangerine. So I want to kind of warm up this yellow. So I'm gonna come in with kind of a damp brush, but I'm gonna come in right at the tippity-toppity in here. And I'm gonna come in with some of this tangerine and just lay a little bit of that down. And then I'm gonna really work the edges of each of those petals. I feel like that is really gonna help. With some nice dimension. And then I'm just gonna try and soften that edge a little bit. Because my brush is just damp. I'm really liking that back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. I just find that so helpful. I feel like that's really adding a nice layer of dimension. Ah, that's exactly what I wanted. It's piqued my interest too. It has. Like I didn't, you know, it's so interesting how, number one, how connected all of those royalties are, you know, Sweden, Norwegian, English. It's really fascinating. And how I'm fascinated by Hitler's, what's the word I'm looking for? Like his desire for such dominance, and that he just tried to pick off the, it was just crazy to me. Just crazy. But I feel like that with all kinds of things. Like, can you imagine putting all of that energy into something good, something helpful? That would be nice. Okay. Come back in here. Pull some color. This is just really, I'm really liking this. Like, it's done exactly what I wanted. Isn't that the greatest feeling? When your the idea in your head comes to fruition on your paper. Like, this is giving me the exact dimension that I wanted. It's fabulous. So I can, and the thing about watercolor pencils is I can let that sit and then come back and build that some more. Okay, so I'm gonna set that down. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to do, I found all right, I have all these dark pencils. Okay, bark. That might be good for the bitty corners of the Black Eyed Susan. Deep indigo. I'm kind of digging that because I really want to do some little bits of blues in all of these purple things. In the lilacs, in the clovers, but I also really want to kind of build it up within this flower. Let's see, what's this? Ink black. So I want to use this to deepen, like, as my final color builder outliner. As my final color intensifier for, okay, so like this. So do you see how I just do this jiggy jaggy? Right, so we can just add some color like that, and then soften it with our brush. And then we can come in and we can do the same thing with the black. Oh, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to start to look round and have a shape. All right. Black, is this it? Bark. So I'm going to come in and do a little bit of that jiggy jaggy here. 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 Yep. And I'm going to come in with that damp brush and just soften that just a little bit. And by just pouncing, I'm kind of giving the a little bit, I'm starting to build that little bit of texture, because if you know a Black Eyed Susan, they have that little bit of like all those little individual teeny tiny bits in the center of the flowers. But these are kind of a cross between a Black Eyed Susan and a cone flower. I just kind of started drawing. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. Let's see. Oh, let's do that. What did I say? The deep indigo. So I'm going to clean my brush. And now I'm going to do the same. Like this, I can still build this, certainly. But I'm just going to scribble a little bit of this deep indigo here at the base of the petals. There we go. Then I'm going to come in with my damp brush, just work that out. Look at that immediate depth. Oh my gosh, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Yep, that's exactly where I wanted to go. Pull that color out. Rinse and tap off. Let's do it again. Look at that. So beautiful. Okay. And now I feel like because like this might be time consuming, but I think it might really work. I'm gonna do some of that deeper blue behind, just right there, just right in the little cracks between the petals. I feel like that is gonna help those flowers just kind of pop, build up a little depth. But I'm not putting much because, you know, once it gets wet, it's gonna just spread like wildfire. Just this little bit, I feel like, is doing exactly what I was hoping. Now I feel like I can't stop because I won't remember where I was. That's the truth. That's what I gotta say. Yep. I think that's already, just that is really creating a little bit of depth. And now let's soften that a little bit. Yep. Because that blue against that purple, and then we can even, if we have a little bit extra, we can kind of bring that into the center of the lilacs, and that's going to create a nice, that blue and that deep indigo and violet play very well together. Let me just bring a little bit of that in the center. I'm loving that. Oh my gosh, it's looking exactly like how I wanted it to. Isn't that the greatest feeling? And that blue next to that yellow. Oh, remember when we were studying Kandinsky this weekend, we talked about how he was the master of juxtaposing colors that worked really well together. Like he thought really long and hard about what colors he put next to each other for the maximum impact. And I'm telling you, I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it. Like, look at the difference between this and this. You can totally see the effect of just one color next to another color. We can just barely put a little bit of that blue around the circumference of that center of the lilac little flowerette. And that's going to create some really nice depth too. I'm gonna work that blue out right up next to that pink petal of that big flower here too. Hi Lynn, how are you? Lots going on in the artsy world of Anne Corbiere-Scott, that's for sure. Let's see. I want to do one last commercial for everything that we've been talking about, in case people jumped on a little later. If you are brand new here, we would greatly appreciate it if you followed and liked Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All of my art printables and my classes are available for purchase on my website, AnneCorbiereScottDesigns.com. If you would like to be in the know, please join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. That's within Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs, and that is the greatest creative community I've ever been a part of. They're kind and encouraging and so talented. You will love it. You will love it. Remember that there's 3 questions to answer. Nothing's tricky or anything, because there have been a couple where I'm like, how am I supposed to answer that? But I tried to make them as straightforward as possible. The 3rd one, I ask for your email so that you can become part of our... okay, I will, Jan. So you can be part of our email community, and I send out a little brief newsletter, and I would love for you to be a part of that. So let's talk about this Friday. I am teaching this spring banner builder on Ornamentally Yours. Be sure to join. It's 10 artists with free classes for 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I am Friday morning at 10 a.m. Arizona time. Saturday, I'm teaching whimsical lettering, so let's together we letter. I found that and I just thought that was perfect for that class. It is called Whimsical Lettering with Anne, and that is this Saturday at 9 o'clock Arizona time, and it will be held in a private Facebook group as it is a purchased class. You can sign up and register on my website, AnneCorbiereScottDesigns.com. And then the following Saturday, April 24th, Let's Get Artsy with Our Bible. We're going to be painting this beautiful globe. I'm going to show you 2 different ways, a way to tip it in and a way to do it directly into your Bible. And then the following, the 25th, the Sunday, is our kickoff of our Inspire Your Heart with Art 2nd series of art journaling classes. And this is the art printable that you get with that. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. Oh, don't forget, May 1st is Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs' 1st birthday. So we're going to have an extra pop-in paint party that week. And we are going to, is this the, Yep, deep indigo. I think I want to do a little bit of that. Maybe in between those little bits. That might be cool. Add some nice depth. We're going to have an extra pop-in paint party that week. I'm going to have a brand new art printable and giveaways. Oh, we'll just have ourselves a time. We always do. Let's see, what else? So mid-June, Jan, I'm thinking like the 14th-ish is what we're kind of thinking. I will let you know for sure as soon as I know. Because oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet you in person. Oh, whoops. So this is kind of interesting to do wet, right? Come in with your wet paint, well, kind of damp, and wet, and then do direct to paper. And it's crazy. It kind of melts right into the paper. It's so cool. So I want to kind of work that up the base of those little petals. I feel like that's a nice blend. I'm loving that. Loving it, loving it, loving it. How am I doing on time? Yikes. 3 minutes. So for me, I think my final thing is I want to show you guys is where's the black one that I had? Ink black. So I want to take my ink black and just do the very corners, right? So that's going to just a little bit more depth, and I'm just going to do the tippity tops of these petals. And I don't know that I'm even going to get this wet. I think I might just use the pencil as a pencil here. Do you see how just that little bit is adding, let's see if you can see that, is adding that final bit of just depth, you know what I mean? And then the tippity tops of these petals here. I'm just doing that jiggy jaggy line. Yep, this is exactly what I wanted it to be. Yep. Just little bits at the tippity top. That's exactly what I wanted. So I will continue to, like I said, remember, now I want to come in and soften that orange because I just kind of left it. Whoops. So I can do some circly blends. I can do that back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. That's gonna pull out just enough. And remember, turn your paper so that it works with you. Do you know what I mean? And once you've done this, once you've softened Oh, sure, sure, sure. Is that good? Can you guys see what I'm doing? I hope that is that blurry or is that pretty clear? Look, I will continue to soften these lines like this right here. Do you know what I mean? I will just soften that so that I have a nice blend. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Look at, even when it's up here, I'm like, oh, I can't help myself. It's nice and close to my face too, so. So when we meet again on Thursday, let's do some card building. We'll start out with a little painting like we always do, but then let's do some card building. I'm just having a blast doing that. And don't forget, Friday is the banner class, which, oh my gosh, I can hardly wait for that. That just seems like it's gonna be a blast. I mean, it's painting and making stuff. What could be wrong with that, right? And Saturday is whimsical lettering. So it's kind of like our artsy weekend at the end of the month. Kia, we have 2 this month, right? We have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, art. And then at the end of the month, we have Friday, Saturday. Oh, excuse me, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday at the end of the month. I know. It did too, for me too. Look, it seems like we planned out what we were going to do months ago, and I kept thinking, oh, I have lots of time. And then, boop, it's here. But doesn't it feel like that's kind of how it always is? You know? Yep. I think just adding that little bit of orange just warmed him up and created some nice dimension. Okay, so pretty. How are we doing? Oh, I'm over, of course. All right, so thank you all so much as always. I'm so grateful for you coming to join me and painting with me at my kitchen table. And we get to do it again on Thursday. How cool is that? So I can't wait to make some cards with you on Thursday. Same bat time, same bat station. And make the most of this beautiful Tuesday. I adore you all. Thank you so much. Bye.